Hey, let's talk about what happened this past week in the market. It's Dom here with Profit Bulls. Come check us out on our Facebook and Discord group. It's called Profit Bulls Investing. So let's start with the stock breakdown of the SPY and the S&P Mini 500. Share in the comments below what you think of the video. And then hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Alright, let's get to it. So we're looking at the /ES on the TD Ameritrade's Think or Swim platform. And then the SPY. So this is the year chart that we're looking at. Let's back out of both of these here. So you can see here's that coronavirus fall off on both. On the ES side and the SPY side. Here's that big old gap, and this one just had a straight candle down. So this is the Thursday and Friday. Friday, it definitely did pull down past the 180 day SMA. Give me 1 second, I just want to make sure everything's transitioning. Alright. And then the same thing with the SPY on the 1 year delta chart. It definitely pulled past it. You can see it right here. It pulled right below and it started to recover. So in reality, we just gotta wait for Monday, because we don't know what the news happened over the weekend, say Saturday and Sunday. Could definitely make the market fluctuate. When you're looking at the 180 day chart on both of these, you could definitely see that it was just, the market was just in a bull market after the drop off. Checking out the ES Mini over here, you can definitely see that it was bouncing here off the 180 day. Then it had little pullbacks in between the Bollinger Bands, and definitely here was that last week or so that it just really pulled back, bounced around the 180 day, and then tried to pull back up, couldn't hang, and then just busted right through. But it still held support of the 180 day, but the Bollinger Bands are opening, and it is bouncing off of this SMA here, or excuse me, EMA, this exponential moving average. Looking over on this side of the 180 day, did the same exact thing. You can see it's pretty much replicating on both of these charts. Same thing, the Bollinger Band opened on the SPY and it pulled back, had a pullback around the support area of around 300. And I called it out. I said this in the Discord that I don't believe it's going to hold Monday. Obviously, Friday. You can see Thursday it started moving pre-market to the top, and then it didn't hold. And I seen this coming. It didn't hold, and a lot of people were thinking like, oh no. Even my father-in-law said it's going to go up. I said, listen, it's not going to go up. It's going to go up pre-market. It might go up a little bit more, but it's going to have to, have another pullback, and it did. It pulled down to this price here of $298.99, and then it wound up closing here after market closed, and then in the after market hours. So my thoughts for this week coming up, this starting tomorrow my time, Monday, or pretty much everybody's Monday. I'm not too sure. I think the market was straight in a bull market for the last, I would say since the fall off of the Corona around the March 16th area. It was just straight. I mean, obviously you had these little pullbacks. Here there's one, here there's another, here there's another, and it consolidated here, consolidation, and it wound up pushing. The EMA broke over the middle Bollinger Band, and then you could see that it started going up, and then it wound up passing over the 180 day SMA line, and it just bounced in between the top Bollinger Band and the middle Bollinger Band, and that's where you had the break right here for correction, and then it wound up taking off again. So the market always has to have a correction. It always has to have a correction. Just can't have a bull market all the time. So looking at this side here, let's go back. So we can see that the support / resistance area is around 309. Let's go ahead and mark that one in. Let's just put it right here around these candles, and we'll zoom in here. So you can see that the top of these candles here would have been the support / resistance. Obviously when we scroll over to here, you can see that it wound up pushing past that previous resistance and became that support, and it broke Thursday. Friday, it couldn't even push up to there. But I think this next week coming up, it just really depends on the news, on what happens with China, just the overall aspect of what happens in the news, like the riots, are people, getting food. Everything has an effect in the market right now. So is absolutely no telling what's going to happen Monday, but if it does, it might have a short play up to around the 310 area, and hopefully it does break it. But if it doesn't break, it might just push down, and it might consolidate in this pattern here from 300 to 310 maybe this week. So we got to see what happens. Must see what happens. Let's go ahead and start looking at some of the stocks that took a hit this week, like Amazon, Tesla. Tesla follows, I believe, I believe they also followed the S&P. And we'll go ahead. This is the 4-hour chart, and we'll go ahead and hook this side up here. Yellow 2, and we'll do the 5-day 5-minute. So you can see that the exactly where that Thursday is. So this is the Tesla here on Wednesday. This is also Wednesday, right down here, Wednesday. It just could not hold. It definitely didn't hold aftermarket hours. You can see that this is the aftermarket dotted line vertical, and it just didn't hold, and it busted through the 180-day on the 5-minute side, and it tried to push up during pre-market. I mean, it still fell pre-market, consolidated in this area, and started pushing back up. But it did not hold. You can see that. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of buyers even bought up here and was hoping this stock was going to go up. But it's one of the main reasons why to watch the SPY or the /ES S&P 500 mini, this one. So you can even, break this down to the 5-day 5-minute and see Wednesday. So Wednesday's over here. You can see that it was barely holding above the 180-day. It broke below, broke. Then it started having pullback, broke again right here. I just couldn't hold, and it was pretty much touching it the whole time on the 180-day side, but it wasn't touching them. It was a straight drop, and you can see that on the SPY as well. Where's that thing? So the SPY was doing the same exact thing. Let's go back to the 180-day on this side. So you can see that it was just doing the same exact thing when you looked at Tesla. Let me take this off here. Unlink. Let's put in Tesla here. Tesla. And we'll change this to the 5-day 5-minute. So you can see that with the Tesla on this side. So Wednesday, right? So we're looking here. So Tesla pushed up, after hours fell off, and the next day, Thursday, which would have been this day here, you could see that it just did not hold. It had a pullback, then pushed back up. Here, it moved up, but it just couldn't hold, and it started falling. Even if this was moving up on this side, it just wasn't hanging in. Same thing with Friday. Friday was a hell of a down pull. I mean, for the SPY, I mean, it's a lot of money. A few bucks in the SPY is like a lot of money. And relative to this side, because you can see that here on Friday. I mean, look at Tesla. Tesla broke 2 double bottoms here and here. So with the SPY, it's good to watch the SPY in relations to like any of these stocks that follow the SPY. Let's look at Amazon. You can see that Amazon had the same exact, pretty much. It followed pretty much to the T, right? It followed pretty much right to the T on the drops. And here the SPY touched the 180-day on this side. Obviously, Amazon did not touch the 180-day on this side, on the 5-minute sides. but it definitely pulled up and touched the middle Bollinger Band on this one, and had a pullback, you know, and a hard dip, whatever you want to call it. It definitely, but it's holding the 127 area Fibonacci retracements. So SPY is one of them to follow. I mean, there's the New York Stock Exchange to follow. I just got to find their ticker symbol for that, and then we'll continue to cover more on those. Even the Chipotle Mexican Grill, they definitely took a hit from 1065 down to, what was it, closing of 991, and hit a low of 964 on that Friday. Once again, it followed the SPY. You can see that here's that pull up, that dip. Then it started here to consolidate. Then you had this consolidation on this side, and then had a dip again. Had a dip, you know, and then it finished off Friday pretty much on the SPY side, right at resistance of the 180 day. And you can see right now it's not looking too great on the underside of the Bollinger Band. So the middle Bollinger Band, if this starts to open pre-market Monday, I'd be a little bit more nervous to see another pullback. And this one could be on this side here. The SPY could definitely, let's take a look at the year chart again. So in reality, if it doesn't look good for Monday, it definitely can pull to, you know, this would be the next support area for the SPY. Give me a second. That would be the next support area. If not, if it busts this here, then it's going to come down to here. But like I said, anything is possible with this volatile market right now. Everything has an effect. Everything has an effect. So you could, you know, draw your trend line. So this trend would, you know, follow on this side. It broke. Draw another trend line going up. Obviously, you had that gap down right here. Touched the 180-day EMA. SMA. I mean, they're pretty much the same exact thing. But if you look down here on the MACD indicator, it's even on a 1 year delta side, it is crossing over, meaning it's going to go down. Not necessarily all the time. Like I said, these technicals are, I'd give them 80 to 85% true, as in like I follow them at least 85%. And you could definitely see that here is crossing down. Even on the, let's see, gotta zoom in here. So the MACD indicator on this side though is showing that it, you know, it's just pretty much going perpendicular with each other right now. You can see this crossover here, this blue line cross the white line. That's showing that this candle here was starting to reverse, and you can see this by the next two green candles, and it started pushing up. So if you bought here, you know, you could have sold at this first one if it touched the Bollinger Band, you know, or paid attention to if it's going to cross below this, or if this line crosses back over the blue, then it would show a downtrend like this here. That I believe it's green. I'm color deficient, my bad. It crossed over the blue line, you know, and then it crossed back over again the blue line, showing an uptrend. So you could have bought on this one, you know, to play for here, or you could have went down here on the second or third green candle and bought in and held. So let's look at some other ones. So Zoom definitely fell. Had the same exact thing as the SPY. Let's go back to the 180 day. So for this week coming up, I'm not too sure what the overall market's gonna look like. I mean, down here the middle or the MACD indicator is not showing an uptrend right now. You can see that the fall off here the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and I'm looking for that, you know, that this blue line here starts crossing over to white for the SPY. If we look at the S&P mini, let's go to the 180-day 4-hour. You could also see down here that is doing the same exact thing as the SPY. It's just I'd rather see it trending back up. So I mean, it's no telling what, like I said, it's no telling what Friday or Monday is going to be like. You still have that support area about right here on the S&P Mini, right about there. Come on. So right about there, and we could look at these candles here. So you had almost a triple top. So that's definitely a 1, 2, 3. So that is a triple top. You could consider maybe this one also a triple top, but it wanted to pull back, and then it's just exploded. The last couple weeks or so, it exploded up. Market needed to correct itself, which would have been, I believe, last Tuesday. Needed that correction. Had to pull back to the 180-day, and the last, what is this, Thursday, Wednesday, so Friday, so 2 Fridays ago, it started going up, and then here's that Thursday and Friday fall down to here, and then you see exactly where, I didn't even see this, but if you see that trend line, the yellow one I put in, look where this candle wick is, right there on the line. You see that? That's why technical analysis is so important when doing these things. So the stocks that did well, I mean, there's a lot of stocks that did well. Most of these probably went green after hour down here. So Boeing, they definitely did good. Even though the market was down, they definitely did very well. Let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute. So Thursday, it definitely pulled down from a high on a 5-day side of 239.88 and fell 3 days. So Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, so it fell on Tuesday. And then it started pushing up Friday. And the percent it moved was likely, let's do the closing, so 14.4%. So if you guys would have bought around here, this area, and sold up here Friday, you would have made definitely money, or even bought this dip in the morning and then sold up here, you would have been fine. So Boeing did well. I mean, there's GS had a fall in, Goldman Sachs had a fall off as well. Pretty much you could look at this as consolidation on a Friday. Nikola definitely fell from 90s, I believe it was. Was it? So 97, and it just fell. I mean, this day it fell down to like 54, and then it just pulled right back up. Friday, same thing with this 5-day, 5-minute, 5-day, 1 minute, 5-day, 5-minute. You can see it did the same exact W move here with Nikola. So Gush is I believe, are we on Gush? Yeah, Gush is a gold ETF or oil. I can't remember right now. Let's see. Yeah, I believe it's gold. No, it's definitely oil. Okay, so Gush definitely had a pullback. Same thing with here. You can see that dip. And another way to check that out is by looking at the SPSIOP, and you can see that when this falls, Gush would fall. And I mean, obviously Gush did fall. So let's go back to Gush and look at that right quick. So you can see that Gush definitely fell. It's definitely, like I said, this market is so volatile right now, and the market definitely needs a correction. It needs it, and it sucks because obviously a lot of people bought in. And when I mean bought in, they bought in right at the height of the drop. And I mean, I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of them. I bought in last Tuesday around here for like Boeing, GS, Amazon, and I bought call options, and they wind up falling. So I took a loss from $7,000 down to 2, and then Friday I made it back. So, and the reason why I made it back is because if we're looking at Amazon, I watched the SPY. excuse me, it was this day. So it was Thursday. So I lost pretty much everything on Tuesday, sold it all off for a loss. And then I watched the SPY, and the SPY was showing that it was getting rejected on Thursday. Where's Thursday at? So here's Thursday, alright? So it got rejected right here on the top of the Bollinger Band, and it broke the support area. So now it's a resistance, right? Same thing, it broke the support area, and then I bought on this candle here. This is the candle I bought on right there, this one. And then I shorted it, or did a put option, which is like shorting the stock. I did a put option. I got nervous because it started having that uptrend again, which would have been this candle here. And then it just fell right here. This is where my excitement started getting up, alright? It broke the 180-day SMA, and then it started just really going down. And it started really going down, right? And this first, before the double bottom, this first bottom is this candle here, these two candles here. I wind up selling Amazon on this candle, pretty much around, I believe it was 25.85. So like right about there, 25.85. And I wind up going from, I think it was like 1,800 that I bought in to making my 7,000 back, which I was very, very excited. And then I left the room and came back and I seen this, but you know what? I'd rather take the money on this side, because this side right here was not just a 5-minute candle, but if you look at the, oh, we can't go to 1 day, 1 minute. But if we look at the 1 day, 1 minute chart on this, it's just only one candle that spiked down, literally one candle, and it was a quick spike. So, like I said, a lot of people bought at the hype like I did, and it sucked because, obviously I lost all that money, but I made it back. And I hope those that bought in also made their money back. And looking at drip. So drip is the opposite of gush. Okay? So when the market drops, drip will go up. Same thing, when this drops, drip will go up. So the SPSIOP, when it drops, then when this starts to turn up, drip will turn up. When this starts to fall, drip falls. Okay, so drip and gush are both ETFs in the same, so I believe this is I want to say bear and drip is bull. Give me 1 second, just to double verify if I am right. So gush, drip. So drip is the bear ETF and gush is the bull ETF. Okay, so anytime when gush goes up, SPSIOP should also go up, and vice versa. When this goes up, drip will go down. So this is 3 stocks you can watch for a play. If you're doing either, especially on the drip side, it's actually pretty cheap right now. It's like was $4.59. Obviously, watch this because you don't want to buy in and this continues to rise or something. Then you're going to be out of money with with drip, because drip was previously trading down here in a $3 range. I think a low of $3.19. So this is something to watch for, because this $3.19 here was pretty much this fall off right there, the 2,108. So we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. I appreciate you guys. This is the first live stream that I did. It's definitely nervous. I'm gonna have to get better at this, and we're gonna continue on this week. Hopefully Monday will be an excellent good news for the market overall. Hopefully it's gonna do a positive correction and continue up. If not, then the stock will continue to go down. So we'll go from there. Alright, you guys have a safe week.